Don't call him Bigfoot, because he's got another name.
Huh?
Today, we're taking a look at Chatsworth from the Operation Monster Force series by Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction. Yes, this is Whatcha Figure. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am Country Boy, and today we are looking at Chatsworth from the Operation Monster Force series. I have absolutely zero figures in this line, but I've been interested from afar. I've always been looking at these figures on Big Bad Toy Store and going, you know what? There's some really interesting characters in there. Like they got some vampire characters. They got like some almost like Men in Black characters. It's almost kind of like, if you look at it, it's almost like G.I. Joe, but like with monsters and creatures and like really cool characters like that. And like this is one character I'm really interested in. I don't know if I'll get him. I wanted to get this guy first to kind of see how I like these figures, if they're really good. But the Donner Party, that character, he looks really awesome. He's basically like a zombie or like a Frankenstein's monster, but like in the Wild West sort of look. But yeah, that's another cool character. But today we're looking at Chatsworth, which is basically Sasquatch. It's Sasquatch, but he's got guns. This guy has got some ammunition. He has got some artillery. He's ready to do some damage. And I guess there is a comic book that goes along with this series as well too. No idea. I haven't read any of that stuff. I just like myself a big, hairy, bipedal creature, and this guy fits the bill perfectly. So without further ado, let's take a look at the packaging. So yeah, looking at the package, you can see Operation Monster Force right at the bottom there, and it's obviously a big open window box package, so you can see Chatsworth and all of his accoutrements, all of his different things that he comes with, all the accessories. And you go to the side here, it says Chatsworth along the side, and XXX2, I guess, so it'd be 32. I'm wondering, that must be like this is 32 in the series of the Monster Force, so they got quite a bit of auction figures already going out with this Monster Force series. And then the back here, you actually get an image of the comic book that I guess this would be based off of. So when I think of Chatsworth, tell me I'm wrong here. When I think of the name Chatsworth, I think of like a British, like almost like regal, or like a butler or something. I'll lay out your socks and your underwear. Yes, I am Chatsworth, absolutely. Or like a Moneybags, you know, like those kind of names, like Dick Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's kind of like a person or a character that I think. I don't think of a Bigfoot, Sasquatch type. But apparently, he doesn't have an English accent. Looking at what he says in the back here, he says, y'all see donuts in that gas station? So, it must be like a southern, like a deep South American accent, I'm guessing he has. Which is another thing. You know, Sasquatch, I always thought it's from Saskatchewan, Sasquatch, so Canadian is what I think. So I think of like an Alberta, Saskatchewan accent, which would be like yours truly, basically, is how I would think that a Sasquatch would talk, if he actually did talk. But that's neither here nor there. We're looking at Chatsworth. And then also it says Red Moon Requiem. You got a cool image of Chatsworth there, I guess. Season 3, Part 2. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm guessing that's just part of the comic book series that he's in. And there's a bit of a write-up as well, too, if you want to go ahead and read all of that. Some really interesting stuff here. I don't have any clue what this guy's like for real. I just saw a Sasquatch looking dude, and I was like, that is for me. I wanted to get him no matter what. Again, on this side, you get Chatsworth again, Monster Force at the top there, number 32. Going to the top there, Operation Monster Force, BBTS, a Big Bad Toy Store, ages 17 and up. And Big Bad Workshop, it says right there, Fresh Monkey Fiction. So those are the guys responsible for making this. And then some gobbledygook on the bottom. Go ahead and read that if you want to. Not really that interesting. Got your barcode and all that. But there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. Hey, all you hairy bipedal creatures out there. I hope you're enjoying this so far. And if you are, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit that bell button on the side as well too. Leave some comments down below. I would greatly appreciate it. I am CountryBoy_9, a bunch of different places. You can find me there, or you can find me at CountryBoyNiner, like I am right here on YouTube. I am right here. I'm on Letterboxd. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. All those different places. Find me somewhere. I'm sure you're gonna find something that you like. But I'm also on another channel with my friends called Wasted Opinions. We have a blast. We talk video games, movies, TV shows, comic books, wrestling. We had a whole mystery episode, so we talk a little bit about Sasquatch maybe in that episode. But there's also one more channel you should also check out with me and one of my friends called Mallard Matinee. We discuss movies we've seen, movies we haven't seen before, new, old, whatever. If we like it, if we don't like it, We talk about movies all over the place and we have lots of fun, so check that channel as well too. But without further ado, let's get back to Chatsworth. So saying that Chatsworth was probably from the deep south was probably wrong, because it comes with this insert here, which is more of like a mountainous range with trees and hills and valleys and stuff. More of a Midwestern character. So I would say maybe like Colorado or Montana or something like that. That's what it is more reminiscent of, which is very similar to Alberta and like BC and stuff, which makes sense. That is definitely more of a Sasquatch type character, and I'm okay with that. But looking at Chatsworth himself, he is a hefty boy. He's got a good bunch of plastic. He's solid, and he's got like a new plastic smell to him as well too, which is something I don't get very often. I don't get that plasticky smell, and he feels fresh from Fresh Monkey Fiction. So he's a fresh smelling action figure, and he's got a good level of detail. So he looks like more of a comic booky character. He's not like hyper realistic like you might get with a realistic NECA figure or something like that. But he's got more of a comic booky look to him. He's not super cartoony either. He's kind of in between, I would say. And he's got an awesome look. I love the level of like detail on the fur that he has, the different washes that he has, the chest. He looks so cool. He's got a cool bandana. But before I look at him too much, I got some accessories that we got to get through. So let's get to those first. So starting off, we got these other hands. So I already got hands that are kind of for holding something, but these ones are maybe for holding something a little larger, a little more widespread hands. And these are the only other hands he does come with. He doesn't come with any fists. He doesn't come with any open hands. But I don't know if you need any more than that, because if you're going to be wanting him holding stuff, these are the hands you're going to need anyway. So it makes more sense that you have these hands. And then he also comes with an array of different donuts. So you got like a chocolate glaze covered one, you got like a pink covered one, you got a white covered one, and you got like another chocolate one but with a bite taken out of it. So I'm guessing that may be part of his character. He talks about donuts, he loves himself some donuts. Maybe that is like a big part of his character, and that's why you got some donuts with him as well. And the big mama jamma thing that he comes with right here, so this is a gun. This is like a mini gun basically. It's got some cool articulation there, so you'll grab the back here with his hand, hold the other hand right there, and this piece right here slots inside like that, and it's so it looks like a minigun basically. It's a long minigun tip, and if you look at the end of it, I love that this is kind of cool detail. It looks like it's getting hot, like it's being fired at the very end, so it's a different color than the other end, so it's like it's being burned up. That's awesome. A good level of detail that the barrel is actually showing some wear and tear, and it comes with a couple of extra things that are awesome as well too, like starting with this. So this is like an extra action-y thing that you're gonna put on the front to make it look like his barrel is firing some bullets out of it right now. So that is awesome. And to even sell it even more, it comes with these like bullets that can fly out the side right here. So you put these on the side here, it slots in, and look at that. It looks like it's shooting bullets out the side. That is so cool. But to make it even more realistic, you can have this right here, which is a big old clip that you would slot into the side here, so it goes inside there, so it'll hang and dangle there. So it's like he's got a big old clip where he's shooting bullets and they're coming out the front. It's just everything is working together so well. There's so much going on with just this one gun. There's just so much stuff happening here. But there's a lot more that you can do with this bandolier as well too. Like you can actually attach it to this other one. So you get two of these rounds, these big clips, and you can attach to this like belt buckle sort of thing, like a big bandolier, and I guess you can probably put it around his body, so he could be wearing this at some point if you want him to be wearing this bandolier. That is awesome. So it goes like that. It looks like they go together. Maybe it goes around his waist or around his shoulders. I'm not sure. I'll have to play with it and kind of show you how it looks, but that is neat. Extra little, like you can use all of his things that he comes with and have them all on him at one point. But that is not the only bandolier that he comes with. He comes with these big ass bullets as well too. So there are these ones as well. So you can put these around his shoulders as well too. If you want to have this one instead of those other ones, that totally works for him as well too. That is some awesome level of extra detail that they did not need to do, and it's all like loose, so you can put it on, you can have it off. It's not like it's sculpted into his body, so it's gonna look really awesome if you want it or if you don't want it. And the last thing that he comes with is this right here. So it's basically it's a foothold for him to like put his feet into, so you can have him standing a lot easier. That way he doesn't fall over. But it's also like a gravestone. It's awesome. It says Operation Monster Force right there. Or if you want to have him standing on it on the front, it says Chatsworth. So you have options. You can have this standing up like this as like a gravestone, or you can have it up like that, or with him standing on it and have his Chatsworth name right there. That's great. It's an awesome accessory. I wish more action figures came with stands like that. But we have one, or I should say two more things that he comes with, and these are these extra heads right here. So this is more of a stoic, kind of, you know, kind of maybe like a thinking head. He's not really angry, he's not happy, he's nothing. He's just kind of a regular face. This is a neutral face that you would have with Chatsworth. And then he comes with this face right here. So he's got his gritting his teeth. So this is him being angry. He's meaning business. He is gonna take these guys out. This guy has a good level of detail on these faces. I love it. He's got like more of a simian look to him, which is kind of what you think of a lot of times when you think of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. He does have more of like a simian look, more of like a caveman type look as well too. Big brow, big bulbous type head. And this guy definitely has that kind of look to him. I would say like Harry and the Hendersons, if you will. One thing I will say, I kind of wish, it's a little nitpick if I'm gonna nitpick anything. His teeth. I wish they weren't as straight as they are. It looks like somebody that maybe had braces growing up. And maybe he did. Maybe that's part of his lore. He had straight teeth. I wish he had maybe more jacked up teeth, or maybe even like a feral, like fang-like teeth or something like that. Maybe that would excel the fact that he is living in the wild his whole life a little bit more. But other than that, I mean, these guys look awesome. But let's get to the actual action figure itself. And he has a lot going for him. Starting like with the head, you can see he's got his open mouth on this one. Looking cool. You can see his tongue and his teeth as well. But he also has a bandana. He's got like a whole Rambo vibe going on there. That is cool. So he's got that's my Rambo apparently. But he looks so cool. I love so much of what's going on here. He's got a cool belt going around him, so he's got some ammunition and a canteen, and who knows what's in there. He's got some grenades, it looks like, as well too. This guy is armored to the nines. He is ready to take on a whole army, which I guess is kind of like Rambo. It makes sense. He's got a lot going for him. He feels good in hand too. Like he's got some good movement, and so I guess that's what we should look at right now. Let's look at some of his articulation while we are here. So the head spins all the way around. It goes side to side really well. He goes back and forth. Oh, that is some really good movement. This guy has got some impressive movement in the head. The arm goes up. Holy cow, that is some really good arm movement too. That is really good, and he's got a butterfly joint as well too in the shoulder, so that is really implemented as well too. He's got bicep cut as well too, so you get some good swiveling up there. He's got a single jointed elbow, it looks like, but you know what? It still moves quite like it almost like moves back a little further than you think it would go for a real animal. But you know what? It's got some good movement in the elbow. I don't really need a double joint. It moves good enough. The wrist, so you got a good gappage here between the fur from his arm to his wrist, so I think it's going to give you a lot more movement than you might expect from a furry dude like this. So his wrist does spin all the way around, and then you also have a decent forward and back, so there's a pretty good movement right there. And something I actually just noticed when I popped off the hand, it's actually around a ball joint, so you got even more movement. So you got like movement all the way around, plus you got like secondary wrist movement, which you can also do. That's actually really cool. I don't know if I've had an action figure that had that, or if I did, I never noticed it. This one I definitely noticed it, and it gives you some really good movement in that wrist. It's really appreciated. And then looking at his body, we'll go to his waist. So he's got, like, look at the ab crunch that he can do. Like, look at that, forward and back. I think it's one of those bowl or egg joints that they have that I've seen before. It gives you that good range of motion. He can spin his whole body all the way around if you want to. That is awesome. I like that they can do that. And he's also got movement around his belt, his waist there. So this belt, if it comes off, I'm not 100% sure if it does, but it does freely move on him, and it does hinder his movement just a little bit. But if it comes off, then that's not really an issue. I don't even want to take the belt off because it looks so cool. But he's got lots of good movement around the waist and around the hips and around the abs. This guy is a big dude, but you know what? He moves like he's a smaller guy. It's impressive, actually, the posability that you get with this guy. And then the legs will go out about that far, so he's got, you know, decent splits, and then they go forward really well. That's a good kick forward, and they go back pretty well as well too. This guy has got a good range of motion. Then he doesn't have a thigh cut, which, you know what, you don't really need, I don't think, at least for like a big dude like this. He doesn't have a thigh cut. He doesn't really need it. He's got single jointed knees, so they go back like that and forward like that. It's still a pretty good amount of movement for a big dude. And then he doesn't have a boot cut either, which I'm glad he doesn't, because that would cut it up. It wouldn't look really good. But going down to his feet, so he has a good rocker, a good swivel. Everything goes nicely. You are going to be hindered a little bit by the fur, the tufts of fur that you have at the bottom of his feet. But let's see what we can do for ballerina pose. It's a minimal ballerina pose, not too much of a point down and not that much of a point up. But you do get some secondary articulation here with the toes. So he has some toe articulation as well too, which is really cool. You don't get that in a lot of figures, but this guy, he's got it, and it works for him. It'll probably be good for like some running poses and stuff like that. This guy is impressive. I'll say that right now. He's an impressive built guy. I'm hoping things don't get too loose on him, because I feel like things are just tight enough that they don't like wobble and aren't too loose. But I feel like if he loosens up a little bit, he might have some Super 7 problems with the hips are a little loose, and then they spread the legs and they fall down, their knees give out. That happens for some older Super 7 stuff. But this guy, so far, he's doing good. He's standing on his own, and everything is quite impressive, and I'm happy with how he looks so far. But let's do some comparisons with some other figures that I have, not in this line, because I don't have any figures in this line, but some other figures that might kind of be similar to him, like some hairy dudes that I might have, or some bigger characters, and we'll just see how he fares size-wise. So a not so big character, but a furry character I got is the Wukong Monkey King from the Four Horsemen. This guy is a really awesome detailed character, and you can see obviously he's a lot smaller than he is. From NECA, I got this King Kong. I'm a huge fan of King Kong, so having a King Kong, this guy is still bigger than King Kong. Obviously this doesn't scale really with anything, because he's like supposed to be like 25 to 30 feet tall in realistically, from at least the original, movies. But yeah, he's definitely bigger than the King Kong is. If King Kong was to scale, he'd probably be, a little bit bigger. Next, I'll just put him with an average size character from Marvel Legends. So I got like a Spider-Man here, and you can see he's definitely a bunch of inches. So I guess in reality, he'd be like maybe like 2 feet taller than Spider-Man. And that seems about right. That's kind of what I would think like a Bigfoot Sasquatch guy should be, like maybe like 7 to 8 feet tall. And I feel like he would scale good with Marvel Legends. So that's a pretty good scaling right there. But if you want to compare him to a big Marvel Legends, so right here I have Abomination, and Abomination towers over this guy, I would say. He's Abomination, and Abomination should be. He's much larger than life. Sasquatch is like probably like the biggest a person might be, whereas Abomination should be bigger than that, and that's good. So I do think that it still scales well with Marvel Legends in that comparison. And then I'll toss in General Thane from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom by the guys at Spiro. He's slightly taller than General Thane, who's a gorilla. Who, gorillas are big, but maybe they're not quite as big as a Sasquatch, which I think that works as well too. These are definitely more cartoony compared to this guy is more comic booky, I would say. But I think they could almost be in the same world. Just the level of detail on both, it's close. It's very similar. And then the biggest, heaviest, chonkiest one that I have that I could think of is this Gorilla from Super 7 from the TMNT line. This guy is bigger, obviously. He's a big, hefty, chunky dude. But he's awesome. He's loaded to the nines. Like, he's got a bandolier. He's got guns as well too. I think these guys could be buddies. Like maybe he's in the jungle and he runs into this guy, and they could become friends because they're very similar in size and similar in artillery as well too. Even if this guy's a lot more cartoony looking than this guy is. So all in all, this guy is fantastic. This is one of the best figures that I've gotten this year so far. It's still pretty early. I know it's 2026. It's March now, but this guy is fantastic. He's probably going to be in my top 10 list. Spoiler alert for the end of the year. He'll probably be on this list somewheres. He looks really awesome, and you know what? You can never have too many Sasquatches, and it is good to see that they're making some really good stuff at Fresh Monkey Fiction and Big Bad Workshop. I may just have to get that Donner Party I talked about. But for now, that is going to do it. I am Country Boy, and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. But as always, be sure to let me know what you figure. Guys that I'm always gonna have time for. I was such a fan of Sasquatch growing up. I used to read books about Sasquatch, Yetis, Bigfoots, what have you, all of those different furry dudes that are really big with big feet. But if you like what you saw here, go ahead and click one of these other videos that I have going on here. There's this one here, or there's this one here. You just never know what might tickle your fancy.